Hello, guys. You're listening to the Mid-State League Weekly Podcast, where we cover Harvest Preparatory School athletics. We keep you posted, updated on all things Harvest Prep. We give you the scores, the stats, and the updates. We just talk about all things Harvest Prep. So with that being said, guys, give us a shout out on all social media at MSL Weekly on Twitter, on Facebook.com/MSL Weekly, on Instagram at Willie Stimmage Photography, or just simply drop us an email at info4willie@gmail.com. First segment, and the only segment, we're going to talk all things Harvest Prep. So with that being said, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Ohio. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Okay, guys, we're back. This is the Mid-State League Weekly Podcast. My name is Willie Stimmage. Thank you guys for jumping on board. We're trying something new today, and we're going live via Facebook. And hopefully it's live on YouTube as also. So with that being said, guys, let's just chop it up and get right into it. Harvest Prep was in the Flying to the Hoop this week, and then that was Monday. They took on, I think it was Middletown Madison, and they actually came out on top. I think that final score was 79-56. This learning experience had some sting to it. That's what Madison High School said. Their boys basketball team got it up and close look at an elite Division III squad Monday night at Flying to the Hoop Showcase, and they discovered one thing: the Mohawks are further away from being a D3 state contender they thought they was going to be. I mean, they thought they was all that, but when they ran up to a monster like Harvest Prep, they really got exposed. That's basically what it was saying. So with that being said, Harvest Prep was state semifinals last year, and the number 5 squad in the latest AP state poll overwhelmed Madison in a 49-20 first half breeze, and they breezed to a 79-56 victory over Middletown Madison at Fairmount Trent Arena. Now, this was just a whole nother ball game compared to what we used to. Mohawk senior guard Mason Whitman said, who had 9 points and 3 assists. We're used to controlling the pace of the game and playing how we want to play, but we had to adapt to their style of play right away. I mean, Harvest Prep just came out of the gate smoking. And I always said, you have to set the tempo. You set the temperature. You set the pace of the game. And, they got off to a fast start. And this is what propelled them to have a big lead for halftime. And then at the end of the game, they actually came out with the victory. In the first half, we just were shocked by how fast and quick Harvest Prep was. We kind of cooled down and relaxed in the second half, but we were just so down from the first half that it didn't even make a difference. I mean, Harvest Prep really beat the brakes off them in the first half. I mean, they ran those guys. You could tell when you got your hands on your hips. I mean, you pulling your shorts. Man, you actually gassed. You actually out of breath. And with that fast-paced tempo, Harvest Prep really took it to them in the first half. Definitely, it shows us the competition we're going to run into if we want to make another run for the state finals. Middletown Madison coach Jeff Smith tried to accumulate the positives after watching his team outscore the Warriors 36-30 after the half, but it really didn't make a difference, man, because Harvest Prep came out in the next quarter smoking. It's a learning lesson for us. I I just wish we wouldn't have been so painful for the first 16 minutes, said Coach Smith. But the last 16 minutes, we should give us confidence moving into the future endeavors. Grant Wiseman stepped up in the spotlight and led Madison 13-2 with 20 points and 5 rebounds, hitting 8 of 12 shots from the floor. And Matt Gomia, he added 11 points. Now, C.J. Anthony, 6-foot guard, junior guard, who was regarded as one of the state top junior guards, pumped in 32 points for Harvest Prep. That's our brand of basketball right here. Quick, get up the floor, pressure the defense all the time. And that's how we got to do what we did. This is what CJ said, who has college offers from Air Force, Stony Brook, and many others. They knew who we were, but they didn't know what we were all about. And I think we really showed them what we really were about today. That was our plan, to come in and show the world that we can take on anybody. And CJ has that. He has that attitude like that. And I wish, that's the kind of attitude you need. Like, I'm not bagging down. I don't care if you're D1, D2, D3, D4. It don't really matter. You got to come to play every night. Harvest Prep absolutely sizzled offensively in the first half. The Warriors scored 24 points in the first period and 25 more points in the second stanza, shooting 74.1% from the floor, while burying 9 of 15 bombs from behind the arc. That 3-point shooting was really deadly, man. I mean, them guys they was banging it home. The main thing is everybody's happy for you, CJ said about on his hot hand. The guys on our team, they don't care who scores. It might be my night. It might be somebody else's night. It doesn't really matter. What really matter is we get the dub. And so tonight was that night. Monday night was his night. Sunday night, whatever night they played. I think it was Saturday night. And teammates showed them love. And Coach Dennis says CJ loves the big stage. He steps up on big stages. He's one of the best juniors in the state. There's a lot more you haven't seen, so that's a good thing. Now, for the other Prep Warriors, Brandon Beavers, 16 points, Sol Hines, 10 points, were among the Harvest Prep Warriors' top scorers. The Warriors shot 61.5% from the field, and overall, they tallied 25 points off 16 Madison turnovers. We didn't shoot the ball all the time like this in the game, but when we do shoot it like this in practice, said Coach Dave Dennis. So it's nice to see what we do in practice come through to the big game. And to hold them to 20 points in the first half and play like we did, I knew always had to be, that's our night. So Harvest Prep took down Middletown Madison in that just to recap you on Saturday's game. Right at halftime, CJ had 23 points. He was 3 for 6 for 3-point range. Brandon Beavers, he had 10 points at halftime. He was 2 for 2 from the 3-point stripe. Harvest Prep shot 9 from 15 out of the 3-pointers. They were 9 and 15, so they really didn't miss too many. Some of the scores here for Harvest Prep, Sol Hines, like I said, he had 10. Jamari Doe had 5. Avante Duncan had 2. C.J. Anthony had 32. Bryce Beavers had 6. Brandon Beavers had 16. Andrew Tate with 2. Raymond Robinson with 2. And Malachi Henry with 4. And the only leading scorer for Middletown Madison was Grant Wiseman with 20 points. And then moving right along, Saturday, Harvest Prep took on Burn Union, and they defeated Burn Union also. So net scoring, I think Avante Duncan had 8. C.J. Anthony had 21. Brandon Beavers with 12. Ralph Robinson with 5. Andrew Tate with 13. I mean, every Harvest Prep player got a chance to showcase in this game because it was strictly a beatdown. So, you had Kenneth Sykes with 5. Mario Davis had 2. Malachi Henry had 2. Brian Beavers had 3. Elijah Glenn with 8. and that was just scoring. The only scoring for Burn Union was Brock Unger had 25. He was lighting up from 3-point. Had to get the guys props, man. He was lighting up from 3-point line. First quarter, it was 22-5. I knew it was going to be just a woodshed beatdown when it was 22-5 at the end of the first quarter. Then at halftime, it wasn't no better. It was 53-21 at halftime. So I already knew that this game was already going to be a wrap. So, those are the scores from this week from Harvest Prep. Tomorrow night is going to be a big game. They take on Fisher Catholic, which is a makeup game from the blizzard that we had one Saturday. And they play Monday night. They play tomorrow night at 7:30 at the Cave. So if you can come out, if you can get there. It's going to be a pretty good game. Your remaining schedule. I'm going to give you Harvest Prep remaining schedule. Tomorrow night is Fisher Catholic at home. February the 1st, Fisher Rosecrans in Zanesville. They play in Zanesville on the 1st. February the 5th, they got Grove City Christian at Grove City. February the 9th, they got Millersport at home. February the 12th, they got Grove City at home. February the 15th, they have Fisher Catholic at Fisher Catholic. February the 16th, they play Mansfield St. Peter's at home. So never know. I don't know anything about this team, but all I know is this: we come to ball and they go ball. I know Harvest Prep, and even talking about that Burn Union game, those guys are like they can't stop you, but they can also play. They play you physical. And a lot of times when CJ went to the rack, those guys were like they're snatching them out of the air, and I'm looking like, man, what are they trying to do? CJ picked up a technical because the first time he went to the rack and they called an offensive foul against him. Well, I didn't agree with it, but I'm not the referee. I didn't agree with it. And then the second time he tried to take an offensive foul, and they called a blocking foul on him. And I guess he got up and said something to the ref. I don't know, he hit him with a technical, man, but it's like they try to come at you, and they don't play you straight up. They just play you. They play you beat up. They try to beat you up because they can't stop you. So, you just keep playing your game, and all's well. Everything's gonna be all right. Just keep playing your game. Guys, that's a wrap for today. We're just going to update you on Harvest Prep today. Let me give you a shout out. Let me get some shout outs right quick. Shout out to OHSAA, the Executive Director, Jerry Snodgrass. We thank you. Director of Communications, Tim Street. We thank the Ohio Prep Sports Writers Association for allowing me to bring a podcast that shed light on Harvest Prep and the Mid-State League. I haven't covered the Mid-State League this week. I just covered Harvest Prep. We're going to thank Harvest Prep Athletics, Coach Dave Dennis and Mr. Dave Wolf. You guys doing a great job. I salute you. Thank all my social media partners for giving me updates on everything. Columbus Dispatch Sports, Max Prep Sports, This Week Sports, 10 TV Wall to Wall Sports, Game Breaker Magazine, and all the other outlets, 270 Hoops, everybody. I just feed off all those guys. They come up with updates, and I just bring it exactly to you how I got it. I want to thank you, the listening audience, for tuning in. And if you missed any part of the show, you can YouTube it. You can just type my name in, Willie Stimmage, on YouTube, SoundCloud, Facebook, or Twitter, and you can actually go back and look at it again. So, guys, with that being said, I think I'm going to get out of here. I have nothing else to bring to you. So with that being said, guys, that's a wrap. My name is Willie Stimmage. Hey, I got 2 fingers up. That means peace. I'm out.